What's up? This is Jamison with Cosmo King TCG, here to do a true Draco Kozmo profile. Let's get right into it. To start off the deck, we'll start off with our pilots from lowest level to highest level. First off, we play the one Cosmo Tin Can. This isn't a Tin Can Turbo version. This focuses more on getting rank 5s and higher and bigger board presence on board to push faster for the OTK, going second than using the Tin Can Turbo build. That's why I only run one. It's for if things are running slow, or just to get the extra add at the end phase after you get our ship back with Strawman and it destroys itself. And of course, next up is the Cosmo Strawman at 2. There's builds with this that play 3. Kept testing it out, and I would open like multiple Strawman and no diagrams or Cosmo Towns to flush it back. So I like playing it at 2, even though it does cut down the pilots, the normal summon pilots, a lot. But that's really not what you're trying to do with this. And of course, our OTK enabler, the one Cosmo Farm Girl. I only run her at 1 because you should only bring her out when you are going for the OTK. And the last pilot, of course, is Cosmo Dark Lady, because effect negation is still really good. It's just having multiple is not as viable because the life point count. And she's able to tag out into bigger ships, so like you can like Farm Girl into Dark Lady, into Dark Destroyer, any of the other ships besides Slip Rider. Speaking of Slip Rider, we run 2 for rank 5 plays, mostly the Nova Infinity to get your to steal and to get your extra negation. Play 2 Cosmo Forerunner, big body, non-targeting, and yeah, if you get the diagram in hand and you pop the Dark Destroyer, this one's the best one to bring out because it's next highest attack value at a lower level, and it still stays untargetable. And of course, that next standby phase extra 1,000 points is always nice when it happens. Of course, the MVP, we play the 2 Dark Destroyer. This card is still OP at its disruption if played at the right time. And in tandem with the diagram, it helps get off all your other searching to thin out the deck. And last but not least, we play 1 Cosmo Dark Eclipser. It's another 3K monster that can't be targeted. Since we don't have 2 Dark Destroyers, you still run this. He's still really good, except for when he's destroyed, you add instead of special summon, which sometimes can help out with the OTK going with diagram, like pop this in hand, get the Dark Destroyer, go on with your plays, Farm Girl into the Dark Lady, into the Dark Destroyer, and if you have another ship, it's just even more damage you're pushing for right there. On to the true Draco monsters, which really helps out, especially when the Cosmo side fails, and also still helps you get into other rank 5 plays with the double Ignis Heat. Granted, with this one, with a lot of this, you're mostly going to be able to make the Vulcasaurus Gaia plays with a lot of them if they're not the Slip Rider. And of course, it lets you search out the spells to help deck thin. And with diagram, that extra attack boost is always nice. And I also play the 1 Majesty Maiden, the true Draco caster. She's really good because it can help you add one of your other guys if you only open 1 diagram and are unable to go into a second one to get more searching and more plays off. And like it just gets you the extra monsters. So if you have like one of the traps, you can bring out either the Dynamite or the Ignis. Speaking of Dynamite, you of course play the 1 to get either bring Apocalypse or True King's Return out to either get the special summon or that extra tribute summon and during your opponent's main phase to get even more disruption on their turn. To round out the monsters, we play 3 Ash Blossom, because Ash Blossom is still really good. When I was testing with just the pure Cosmo build, like, helps out it still helps out a lot if you're able to get through certain things. You're able to stop certain plays from going on. And last but not least, this hand trap is like really OP in this deck, and it's actually lets you synchro summon with Cosmo if you're able to get it off on your turn, and that is the triple gamma and driver. A lot of times, like, since you're going second, a lot of times they don't know what you're getting, and say, like, you play the diagram, and you go to activate the ogre, or ash it, you just throw the gamma out, and it's a free synchro summon. And even if not, if they, all you gotta do is tag something out before you do something, chain another thing to it, like the E-telly, or a set rotation, and they try to go after that, you're still able to go off with the gamma and driver plays. And especially with the synchro summoning, keeping driver and grave, that opens up the other two gammas after you use it once. Granted, if you don't synchro summon with it, you will lose the driver. Onto the spells, I run 2 Cosmo Towns, because it is still somewhat searchable, like with set rotation and terraforming, and even it popping another Cosmo Town, you can get the other one if necessary. The reload effect helps out really well too, especially if you only open up like big ships, and it can help you get into some of the other cards for your other plays. And of course, we play 3 Dragonic Diagram. This isn't searchable except through terraforming, so you run 3 of it. And in this deck, it's just 2 OP, pop a ship, free special summon, and search off of 1 card. OP. And then of course I play the 2 terraforming. Wish it was still at 3, but I can see why it's at 2. Field spell is just too strong. For the True Draco spells, I run 2 Disciples and 2 Heritage. It's just extra draw power into the deck. Helps you recycle your True Draco stuff. And then drawing for all the cards that go through, so the advantage that comes off of these 2 can be really good. And for my one-ofs, I of course play the 1 emergency teleports, pop out the straw man or the farm girl, or even the tin can if you have to. It's just too good. And then the other 2 one-ofs, I play the 1 set rotation. That way you're able to get out Dragonic Diagram, give your opponent the Cosmo Town if you're able to pop either a spell or tribute over one of the spells later on in the turn. You can pop that Cosmo Town and get an even more searching than what you've already been accomplishing throughout the game. And of course, since this is a going second build, and I do play a lot of Rogue at my locals, I do main 1 Regecti, because you just open that, blow up the board if you're unable to synchro into Scarlight, and then just start slamming in for the OTK. And for the traps, I run the 2 True Draco Apocalypse and the 1 True King Return. This card is nuts in tandem with Dark Destroyer. Just gives you, if you have your 3K non-targetable beater, pop another one of your spells or True Draco spells or another trap, and then all your monsters, your opponent's monsters, are halved. There's no way they're getting over Dark Destroyer. And it's even great once you wait until they bring out something that might be able to do it, and then just watch it fail. Onto the extra deck, I don't have the side together fully for it yet, just the ideas of what I'm going to play. I just haven't fully put that part of it together. But for the Xyz, I'm playing the 1 Infinity, 1 Nova, just self-explanatory. This also gets really good too when you side the Cyber Dragons, because it can give you another Cyber Dragon on board. Play the 1 Constellar Pleiades. It's really good, just bouncing cards back. And of course, like, one of the best combos that you can't ever forget about is the Volcasaurus and Gaia Dragon for the time, burn and then do some piercing damage. Like, it's just too good. On for the synchros, for the Gamma and Driver, I play the one Scarlet Dragon and one Stardust Dragon. Scarlet Dragon is for going second to blow up a good chunk of the board and burn for damage to push for the OTK, while giving you an extra 3k target on board. And then the Stardust Dragon is for going first, so like if you play someone like Sky Striker and they try to afterburner, you can negate the afterburner and tribute Stardust Dragon to the grave. And in the end phase, you'll still be able to have a 2500 monster on board. Also, like thinking about siding in Starlight Road just for certain matchups, just to get this out a lot quicker. Just extra bodies, more damage. For fusions, because I do side, this deck will be siding Super Polymerization because Super Polymerization is just too good. Play the one Mud Dragon for decks that have the same type, different attributes. Basically, like, play against Goki, and they go into their instant fusion and pop something else out. Chain that, bring that guy out, and then they're stuck with what they have left on board. Since I do side Cyber Dragons, I of course play the one Mega Fleet to break the U-Link. Granted, the U-Link isn't always too big of an issue, but it can be, depending on how they do it. And against Cyber Dragons, since they are becoming more popular, I do play the one Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon and the Cyber End Dragon for the Contact Fusion and Super Poly plays. Also, if someone, by some chance, someone's dumb enough to destroy Nova, it's just a free Cyber End Dragon. And I only play 4 links because links aren't really necessary for this deck because you don't really need them that much. And I'm not playing Dogfighter, and Dogfighter does make it a lot easier to go into somewhat of the link plays, especially the Nightmares. But I do run the one Cerberus, the one Phoenix, and the Unicorn for the Nightmare package, just because like I'm not necessarily going to always make them, but I can, and they can help out a lot with clearing things for you to go off. And the last of which, it could come up, might not come up, but better for it to have it just in case, the one Boral Sword Dragon, because you can side things like Mind Control, take your opponent's monsters to link off with to push for that last little bit of damage to get game. Like this deck's just I think it's just really fun, especially like if you get that second going off, they try to ash the diagram, you go into Gamma, bring Scarlet, burn all that damage, and all you need at that point is to normal summon or e-tailing out a Farm Girl, and your game is just right there in front of you. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below for future content. More videos coming soon.